yourself. Trying to make a name for myself, you feel me? Be outside.
Welcome to the Miami Sports Bar. Welcome to the Miami Sports Bar.
In the duffel bag. My little cousin said 250 for a paper tag. I got the
Welcome to the Miami Sports Bar.
The niggas try to up me, so I let him have it. Had to hit him with a bow, 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 bow. Gotta get inside
Yo, welcome back. Let's go, baby. Another episode of the Miami Sports Bar podcast. My name is Joey. So excited to be here with you once again. Another great win for the Dolphins. Obviously, 2 wins in a row. Coming off that Bills loss, you know, it was kind of like how I assume a lot of us perceived it. You know, Dolphin fans, you know, that okay, loss to the Bills. We're gonna beat the Giants. We're gonna beat the who the fuck did we even play? The Panthers. Yeah, that's how trash they are. And we're just going to go to 5-1. We got a big test next week against the Eagles. I know that they just lost to the Jets. I mean, that's all. Congratulations to the New York Jets. You guys really did your thing, dude. Your defense really shut these dudes down. Got that win. 1 possession game. I anticipate the Dolphins and the Jets. The Dolphins and the Eagles this coming Sunday night will have a much more of an offensive battle. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. And I hope our just defense finally just wakes up, steps up. There is some exciting news about Jalen Ramsey that I'll get to later. Our defense, obviously, the last 2 weeks has been better. I mean, we've only allowed, I think, 3 offensive touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. The Panthers really only got to 21 because Mike White throws a garbage time pick 6, you know, when they took 2 out because we were already winning that game handedly. And at that point it was 35-14, so we were already up by 21. Then pick 6, and then we end up winning by 21 anyways, 42-21. So nonetheless, I obviously did not post, well, maybe not obvious to you guys, because you're not even watching or listening. I'm really, not only am I talking to myself in my room, but, you know, for the most part, I'm really talking to myself in every aspect of this podcast, conversational type of situation. I'm hoping, I don't know, I just need to figure something out, dude, because it's like, there's no way nobody's sitting in this room with me. And I would say my living room is not ideal. I do love my nephew, you know, and I got my sister, and you got the brother-in-law at the crib, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to impose on them, so I can record a podcast that has 20 listeners a week or something. I guess that makes sense to me in my brain. Shout out to Nick, though. My boy Nick. God, I know so many Nicks. I don't know your last name. Nick, the one who, he's a regular at Duffy's, he's a Ravens fan, dating Naomi, someone that, if any of y'all are listening, the same Naomi that we went to Crop with, or that y'all went to High Oaks with, probably. I went to Aces, so, you know, I went to the bougie Aventura school. But, yeah, he was telling me how he has this extra bedroom in their apartment, and he's going to set it up for podcasting. I told him I'd give him any advice or help him in any way I could. Of course, he's been one of the people that have always consistently asked me to be on the podcast, and I just haven't done it. Has nothing to do with him. I love him. Me and him, honestly, he's a Ravens fan. I'm a Dolphins fan. We're both diehard, football, basketball fans. He definitely gets a little more into soccer than I do. I know, because he's and baseball. He's a Tampa Bay Ray fan, a Baltimore Raven fan, and a Miami Heat fan. Those are his 3 teams. Tampa Bay, I can't remember why. The explanation was I'm probably wrong anyways, and this is why we should be on the podcast together, so you can just answer these questions for me. I think Tampa Bay is either because you just lived up there for a little while or something like that. I know that you grew up in North South Carolina, one of the Carolinas. and then you just, I'll give it to you, like, whatever. Nobody, the Carolinians have, like, that team that's, like, you have to, like, no matter which of the two states you live in, you're following the Panthers, and then there's nothing else around you. He chose the Ravens. I respect it because I think he's, like, a year or two older than me. I mean, I know when we were growing up and we were kids, you had Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Joe Flacco, Ray Rice, Torrey Smith, Jacoby Jones, the prime of John Harbaugh's career. Obviously, the Ravens were a great team to watch, so I respect that. And then a Heat fan because, there's Miami, family Miami. So, but yeah, that's my boy. Once if I get any update as to the name of his podcast, when he starts it, whatever, I will obviously shout you out, my boy. And hopefully we can go on each other's podcasts. Or maybe, I'm just shooting my shot out here. We could do a podcast together. We'll talk about it more. I'm going to use this clip and tag you on a story on Instagram, either tonight or tomorrow. And this is me shooting my shot to find my partner. Because holy fuck, would be such a good match. Because we can argue about football, since we're like fans of different teams, but we'll still have like respect because we're not division rivals. You can talk all about baseball because I don't give a flying fuck about baseball. And then for the Miami Heat, I mean, we don't need any more Miami Heat haters, so it's perfect that we're both Heat fans because we have to step up and represent for Heat Nation and for the Heat culture. Oh my god. Dude, there's this new city edition. I know, I'm sorry, I have like ADD. I have this, the Miami Heat have this new City Edition jersey for this year. It says Heat Culture. I'm going to pause real quick. I really want y'all to see this. Now that it just popped in my brain, like, you need to see this. Yeah, so I don't know why I keep telling you guys I'm going to pause because you don't, this is not a live stream podcast, so there is no pause for you. But yeah, this is the jersey. Listen, I love like 95% of the things that the Miami Heat does, whether it's on the basketball court or in the back office, whatever organizational decisions that they make, I usually can find some way to defend them because I am a blind optimistic. But this jersey ain't it, bro. That jersey is fucking disgusting. I mean, look at that thing. And like, cause why is the word culture bigger than the word Heat, like the team fucking name? Like, I get it. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get into the, not get into it, but you're feeding into the, to the meme, right? Or to the, the narrative that's brought around us. Because it's funny, because that same narrative of the Heat culture, sorry, I got the Monday night game on my TV. Heat culture, and they use that as like an excuse almost like to take away from our successes. You know what I mean? Because they say like, oh, well, that's not Heat culture, and like, and to just like generalize it instead of like individually giving players their deserved and earned accolades, right? And their flowers for how much they've done for this city, how much they've given to this organization, to that team. But, yes, I digress. All I know is that this jersey, yeah, it's fucking wrong. But, anyways, yeah. So, I do have a couple things. I am finally, on this episode, getting back to some actual fucking bartender topics. There's a few. I'm going to save that for the end. I'll keep the first half, probably majority of the podcast anyways, because I'm a sports nerd. Will be, Miami Dolphins. And then I'll get into bartender pet peeve of the week that I haven't had in months. Actually, now that I think about it, I was about to say in a little while. More than a little while. Way more than a little while. And what if this is week 6? This is probably my 4th episode, 5th episode since right before the season. So, yeah, no shot. And I do apologize to you guys. I don't want to drive up, but that's why, and you see the new logo I made today. And I think I have that as my name on Instagram as well for this podcast. The new logo. See if I can pull it up while I'm talking. I make sure that when I put, the logo doesn't mean much to me, but I'm saying like the name, like the title, I put podcast network right underneath Miami Sports Bar, because at some point I do touchdown Chargers. They're about to tie it up. I do intend on getting like a fantasy football podcast going. And then maybe another podcast where it could just strictly be about the sports. And I save the Miami Sports Bar for just general updates, right? That'd be ideal. Like, just like, hey, the Dolphins are doing great. Tua's looking good. Talk about it for a couple, like 2-3 minutes. Talk about the Heat, 2-3 minutes. Move on. Bartending stories, interviews, etc., etc. That is the goal, right? That's the idea. And I look at it also as like, as long as I'm still putting out content, then I'm moving in the right direction. But this is the new logo. I mean, it's animated, right? So everything comes up. Wow, guys, you're watching with me right now. That I left a little bit of spacing down there in that bottom left, and now that pisses me the fuck off. Anyways, yeah, that was my face when the Dolphins beat the Patriots in New England, and that was my first time watching a Dolphins-Patriots game in New England. So, but yeah, it's exciting. And, well, I guess that's pretty much it for my intro and getting you guys, like, up to speed with what I have intended and what my intentions are. So yeah, so I went to the Giants game. I didn't post about it. Just get past that. I'm trying to, like, because I have so much, like, in my brain about what just happened with the Panthers and the different stats for the Dolphins through the season right now, because obviously that's what's most relevant. It's called recency bias, guys. Read a fucking book. I haven't read one in like 10 years, but yeah, the Dolphins, we beat the Giants 32. I mean, why am I acting like I don't have the internet? Duh. I know we won by 15 points. I was at the game. I wouldn't even get really drunk like that. Well, first, let me tell you that Johnny and Justin, this will be the true test. I'm not even going to tell you guys about me talking about this, because you already know what happened. Johnny and Justin, Justin's a DJ Friday and Saturdays at Duffy's. Johnny's his boy. He works at Apple. He's a little up there. He's a good dude. And Justin picks me up last Sunday at around... Well, mind you, so I fucked up because on Saturday night when I got home from work, I took 2 gummies. And they were free gummies. Like, they're gummies. I get this regular that comes in. His name is Lewis, because I really don't give a fuck. Anyways, shout him out because I know he ain't going to see this. He always gives up and tries to give me gummies, like free gummies and like free, but it's always like low quality shit, you know what I mean? But it's free, so it's kind of like whatever. I give him a beer. Thanks a lot, buddy. He's not someone that bothers me a lot. Like if I tell him no, like he's not starting all stink, like, or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's not like he's also trying to exaggerate the level that he should be coming up off of low quality stuff, which he's selling anyways. And I know he's getting it for the super low. But, yeah, so usually he gives me really weak-ass gummies. I took 2 gummies Saturday night, and I passed the fuck out. So when I woke up on Sunday morning, Justin was like, oh, are you ready? I'm like, no, just waking up. He's like, okay, like, I'm going to go get gas, whatever. So he picks me up like around 11:30. All that just to say he picks me up at 11:30. Can you tell that I deserve a podcast? Because all I can do is talk. So he picks me up around 11:30, and now we got to go pick up Johnny. I live in Miramar. I live without traffic, because, like, with traffic, it doesn't matter, because, for the Dolphins games. Because once you get anywhere around that area, everything is just, like, super tight. Like, any fucking stadium or arena in the country. Most, at least. I live in Miramar. I live like probably like, mm, let's just say 5 miles away from the stadium at most. And that's not going diagonal, like from like point A to point B. I'm saying like, you know, having to drive up Miramar Parkway a little bit, get on the fucking university, and whatever. But honestly, probably less than 5 miles. We gotta go pick up Johnny. This motherfucker lives in Solemia. If you don't know what Solemia is, next to that Costco, or behind the Costco that's on US 1, the new one that they built the last couple years. So from my house at 11:30, all the way there. So we probably pick up this motherfucker at like 12. And then Johnny is like, oh, I got like, Justin had already filled me in, but Johnny had these two females, the one that he works with, the one that they're friends with. I don't fucking know. And they're pretty, of course. You know what I mean? It's nothing about the females. It had nothing to do with them. It was one of their birthdays. I honestly already forgot both their names, but that's not like in a disrespectful way. It's just really like, I wasn't talking to you. Like, y'all weren't there with me. Like, I'm just meeting you. And it's one of y'all's birthdays. And the whole time, I'm just trying to get to this fucking game. Right? And, like, Johnny and Justin, like, if they bring the two females, I'm looking at them like, okay, there's two of them, two of y'all. That's all you. I'm not getting involved. Like, it's not my problem. So we go pick up these females, and then we get to the game. We probably walk. I finally get to see the green on the field at the beginning of the second fucking quarter, dude. Like, come on, Johnny. And that's not Justin's fault. Justin's just the driver, right? That was all Johnny's move, getting the girls to come. And I'm just like, dude. And I'm not trying, listen, bro, like, there's time for pussy. I was trying to find a better way to do that. Listen, there's time for pussy, and then there's time for the boys. And I'm not trying to act like, like I'm this fucking player and that does whatever. No, I'm not, okay? But when it comes to football Sundays, when it comes to watching your team live, you already have the ticket, you already have a parking pass. This is not the time to go out of the way to go pick up some females who are, mind you, halfway through the game already too lit off of like 3 drinks. And then as we're leaving the game, this was a 1 o'clock game, they're passed out in the backseat of the car. Okay? So, yeah, football Sundays, especially, I'm not going to, if you're at your friend's house, you're going to a sports bar or whatever, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to the game, your priority is getting to the fucking game, sitting your ass down and watching that fucking game. Okay? Johnny? Anyways, yeah, so we won 31-16. That's what I was trying to look at. I just laughed at the fact, I know that our defense had a much easier task, right, than handling the Bills. And, I mean, that was one of the things I took away from these last 2 games, or before these last 2 games, but, like, speaking of playing the Giants and the Panthers, that it will give, like, obviously there's no doubt our offense was just going to go off anyways. It gave our defense, like, an opportunity to right the ship, in a sense, right? And to make adjustments where you're not in so much danger of letting the game get out of hand. Like, even though we were down 14-0 to the Panthers, and I'm not even getting there yet, but we were down 14-0 to the Panthers in the first quarter. We really scored 41 unanswered points. Or 42, I'm sorry. 42 unanswered points, because their third touchdown, the 21st point, whatever, came off of a garbage time pick 6 from Mike White, like I said earlier. So, and then against the Giants, same thing. I just really laughed at the fact that we threw a pick 6 on the goal line. 101-yard pick 6 for the Giants, and we still beat y'all by 15. Tua threw 2 picks. Y'all had, I'm pretty sure now, because I got the stats pulled up now. I am pretty sure Yeah, the Giants didn't have a single turnover in that game. We had 2 turnovers. They had 0. And we still beat you by 15. And that's not to like be like, oh my god, that's how great I mean, yes, the Dolphins are great, but that's not to point out how great the Dolphins are. It's really just to point out how trash the fucking Giants are, dude. Cause that is embarrassing. That game, to even with his 2 interceptions, 22 for 30, 308 yards, 2 touchdowns. Only sacked once. This week, sacked 0 times. Week 1, sacked 0 times. So it's pretty nice. Because, yeah, we got the 4 sacks against the Bills and then 1. Yeah, so it's 6 total. I know that for the season. I mean, yeah, I really wasn't worried about the Giants. And then we, unfortunately, injured Daniel Jones. And it was crazy because as soon as Tyrod... And if you're a real Dolphins fan, you have nightmares about Tyrod Taylor, bro. Because when Tyrod Taylor was on the Bills, like, I know Josh Allen has been great and owning us and everything. Tyrod Taylor used to shit on us. When it was him and Sammy Watkins on the Bills, dude, it's like they would throw just like, it would like be like 70-yard touchdowns like almost every other drive. Definitely an exaggeration, but that's how it fucking felt. And you were playing like, and those Bills teams were not good. They were not good. But as a Dolphin fan, you thought the Bills were just better because Tyrod Taylor and Sammy Watkins just owned us for like 3 years in a row or whatever the fuck it was. So when Tyrod Taylor came in, I was just like, oh shit, this might be the real deal. Like, this might be it. I mean, look, Tyrod Taylor almost just beat the fucking Bills the other night. Sunday night. It took the Bills every dollar from their owner's account to stop the ref from throwing another fucking PI call with 0 seconds left on the clock, and they just let the play run out. But whatever. That's besides the point. For the Dolphins and Panthers game, though, that one was a little more... how can I describe it? Chill, calm, relaxing, non-stressful. But it's nice, you know, and it's crazy because... it's all that they're not wrong, the people who say what I'm about to say. Like, yes, of course. Like, when the Dolphins have these expectations and these hopes, and they've played at such a high level offensively, at least this season, when you play a team that's 0-5, and they have a rookie quarterback, and a new head coach, and, you know, not a great defense, like, you know, they just have a bunch of young guys, and they're still figuring shit out. Yes, we're supposed to beat them, right? But what people aren't taking into account is that for the longest time, anybody could beat the Dolphins. And, like, we were that team that, like, sometimes we'd randomly beat a good team, you know, and they talk about it for a week, and then that's it. You know, we're like, you know, because Patriots are in our division, we played them well at home, so, you know, Tom Brady, like, the most losses Tom Brady has in the AFC East is to the Dolphins. Great. But, and I'm not exactly sure what it was, but if I'm making up a record, let's say Tom Brady is 22-8 against the Dolphins all time or some shit, right? That's not nothing. The Dolphins went through decades of misery, like Dolphin fans and the organization, of course, but you all do it for the fans, right? And we're the only reason that the NFL exists. People who watch and care about their teams. So it's just like, I understand that, yes, we should beat the Giants and should beat the Panthers. And we did, obviously. We could have had less mistakes against the Giants. But I feel like, you know, Mike McDaniel was kind of like, I mean, you know, you guys probably had already circulated by now. And Tua was the one who called the play for the 69-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill because he couldn't hear through the helmet and it cut off because at 15 seconds... the walkie-talkie or whatever you want to call it, but it's basically a walkie-talkie, gets cut off from the sideline to the quarterback for every team. 15 seconds left, it's cut off. So you have to get the play call in. That's why they wear the wristbands, because most of the time, they're not like 98% of the time, quarterbacks that are wearing wristbands are wearing the wristbands because that offensive play caller has such an extensive list of plays or new plays or whatever, so that way they can at least say it to the quarterback once or twice. Quarterback can find it, or they just tell the quarterback, hey, play number 27. They flip it open, they find the play, and that way they don't have to worry about, that 15-second cutoff. But yeah, Tua calls the play, Tyreek Hill. Obviously, Mike McDaniel's confident in Tua, and that's really the only reason that Tua's been playing so well. And they're giving him more opportunities. They're letting him try to make plays and make play calls. So, like the Giants, like if you really just take away like those 2 picks, and it's not asking a lot when you already won by 15, it's fine. And I mean, there is no concern, dude. Like there's really no concern. But yeah, so like I was saying, talking about the Panthers game. Beautiful win. Obviously, start down 14-0. Scored 35 unanswered. And I'm going to pull up some highlights. Alright, so before I try to get into some of these highlights, and let me tell you how stupid I've been. I just realized right now, because I don't record this live. Okay, well, I recorded live. I don't live stream it, right? So what I was doing is I would go through these games and create my own video of clips to go over during the podcast, and then I would talk over it and pause it and rewind it. And then I'm just realizing that's so dumb because I can just pull up the highlight video, pause it, so I'm not forcing you guys to watch shit that is unentertaining or that I have nothing to say about, and then just unpause it. Like, so dumb. But anyways, before I get into that part of the podcast, just wanted to read off, obviously, some stats from this last game, and then a couple other things. So Tua, of course, and this was mostly done in the first half, and the second half was a wash. Tua was 21 for 31, 3 touchdowns. He had a QBR of 76.8. QBR is not the rating or the quarterback rating. It's QB. I don't know. I mean, I know it stands, but whatever. Because the rating, that number gets so big. Like, I think his rating for this game was like 115. QBR is a true quarterback stat that ranges from 1 to 100. And 76.8 is not a C. 76.8 is a great fucking game. Because it's like, you would literally need, as a quarterback, to play a perfect game. No incompletions, everything for big yardage, no dink and dunks to get a 99.9, right? I don't even know if anyone, I don't know if it's possible to hit 100, like as if they have a cutoff, but I know that I highly doubt that we will ever see somebody really put up a 100 and for a QBR stat, because it's not. I mean, you can have the best game ever, but that's why this QBR stat is so good, because they really judge you harshly on everything. That's why I say, like, and I'm not saying it because it's my opinion. I'm just telling you, like, that is the fact. Like, 76.8 as a QBR is really good. And I know that right now Tua is either first or tied for first, because he's first in every quarterback category right now. He is first or tied for first for QBR on the season. So, Raheem Mostert, it's so beautiful to see our run game be so explosive these first 6 weeks, and actually, like, right now, before this game, we already had more rushing yards than we did all of last season. And we made the playoffs last year. Like, it's insane. So Raheem Mostert had 17 rushes for 115 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a receiving touchdown. He now has 9 rushing touchdowns and 2 receiving touchdowns on the season. Raheem Mostert's 9 rushing touchdowns is more than the Broncos, Patriots, Texans, Bengals, Vikings, and Buccaneers combined. So is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams? There are 6 NFL teams that if you combined all their rushing touchdowns together, it is less than Raheem Mostert. That's pretty crazy. And it's not, 2-3 weeks anymore. Now it's 6 weeks. We're 5-1. Right? 5-1. So it ain't like it's a good sample size. Jalen Waddle starting to because he was bouncing back off an injury to start the year, got hurt again, and now has played the last couple weeks. Last week wasn't as effective as he was this week. This week he had 7 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Not a stat line to laugh at all. I mean, did his job. He was making big plays. And then Tyreek Hill had 6 catches for 163 yards and a touchdown. It's crazy to read it, because you look at it and you say, wow, Jalen Waddle had 7 catches for 51 and a touchdown. And that's not a bad day. That's a good day. That's a good fantasy day. But then you see Tyreek Hill has 1 less catch, but 112 more yards and same amount of touchdowns. I mean, Tyreek Hill is just a whole nother talent, dude. Like, this guy is insane. He's on pace right now, to have over 2,300 yards receiving. He already has 6 touchdowns on the season, something like that. I mean, it's insane. We did have 424 total yards against the Panthers this week. And then, as I already stated, that 35 unanswered. It's really 42 unanswered because, they did not score offensively after scoring those first 2 touchdowns. And then this is what I was getting to earlier. Another game. This is now the second game because it went 1, 1, and 4. Yeah. So this is the second game now through 6 weeks that Tua has not been sacked. He goes, and I love because it's what he's been doing this year, obviously, because it's not something that he could boast about a lot in his past, is that he's actually going, and I know for the most part he is always definitely going up to the podium after the game still in his uniform, but it's almost like he's wearing the uniforms to show you how clean his jersey is. You know what I mean? No dirt marks, no green grass marks, just straight white and teal and aqua, whatever. It's beautiful to see. And I mean, and it's really funny to when you look at it. And it really goes back to how I've always preached about how the most important thing for any team to have is offensive line. Because the one game that we lost against the Bills, and yes, we had the turnovers, we had the mistakes. I don't know. I said it after that week in the podcast that they only outgained us on offense by 21 yards, but still beat us by 28 because we had the 2 picks. And then we had fumbles. But Tua got sacked 4 times. And 4 is not a lot. But it just goes to show, when the O-line, that was a game that Teron Armstead got hurt, and we already had replacements in the line. And you see, how much of an effect having that offensive line is there. I'm pretty sure 2 of those sacks in that game against the Bills were on 4th downs. You know what I mean? So if he's getting blocked, if he's getting good pass protection, let's say it the right way, then I'm not saying it's a guaranteed first down or a win or whatever, but I know that he has a better opportunity to convert that 4th down at the very least. I know one of them was a 4th and goal. So, but it's really beautiful to see how much, and our offensive line, and I mean, this is Teron Armstead's second year in Miami, but there's no new players there, you know what I mean? They were all they're together at least the last 2 seasons, a couple of them longer than that, and you really get to see the chemistry that they've built together, the hard work that they put in together, the hard work that our offensive line coach has put in to make sure that these guys are on the same page, playing the right way, and getting to their blocks. Because, I mean, and I know that, casual doesn't know, you wouldn't think it, an offensive lineman is in there, and they snap the ball, hut, and he's not. Their goal is not just just stand up and block the quarterback, or it's a run, so just put no. Like they have specific assignments, and obviously, the defense makes their play call based on the offensive formation, whatever it is, most of the time. But like once those defensive players line up, everybody on the O line, just like how every person on offense, like the skill positions, they know their assignment. They know where they need to be. They know who is their responsibility. Like same thing on defense. And like if somebody might blitz, there is a specific offensive lineman who already knows based on that play call that he is supposed to pick up that block. If that makes sense. I'm just trying to like put it simply, so it's not like something too hard for you to follow. But it really is like that. So offensive line chemistry, right? Willingness to play off of one another, willingness to communicate, and to take accountability is something that's huge in the NFL, something that's huge on the offense. And when you see that coming together and that gel, and that's why probably the fact that we've already had to have replacements in these first 6 games on our O-line, but these are other guys that have already been in the organization as well, and they're there in practice every day. It makes it easier for them to slide in, because if everybody knows their assignments, you can help someone fill in a role. Because you already know what you got to do. You can look at him and be like, hey, that's you. Like, hey, 55, if he blitzes, that's your pickup. Like, hey, we're double teaming fucking Nick Bosa on the edge. You're alone against the D tackle. Like stuff like that. And like I said, I'm trying to make it sound simple. And I know to the actual football fans, even though I have very minimal amount of fans in general, to the actual football fans who are listening to me, first, I appreciate you. And second, I know I sound stupid right now, but I'm just trying to make it generic. And I'm right anyways. I mean, think about it. It's me. I'm Joey. I'm Sagittarius. I'm a bartender. I'm always right, baby. And then just a couple more things to add before I get into this. First play is actually a bad play for the Dolphins. It was almost a fumble because it was thrown behind. You'll see. What I wanted to add is that we did get good news on Sunday that, according to Adam Schefter, who is like the NFL gospel, that Jalen Ramsey has progressed so much in his rehab and his recovery that he might come back to practice this week, and then we might see a possible return from him maybe in the middle of the month, which is beautiful. Oh no, where are we now? October. So maybe at the beginning of November, even if it's like a week or two in November, that'd be great. Get Jalen Ramsey back, get another key part of our team healthy, back on the field. Obviously helps us with more depth now that we're going to be Sam Smith has barely been playing and relying so much on Kader Kohu. And, but obviously we get Jalen Ramsey back. That would be phenomenal. Teron Armstead just finished his first week on the IR. Devon Achane, say his name right. I know I always correct myself now, because after that big game where he went off for 200 plus yards and 4 touchdowns, the NFL all of a sudden knew how to pronounce his name. I was just going off of what they would say. They say Achane, I say Achane. You know what I mean? It's not like I have the guy's number to ask him how to pronounce his name. So yeah, they're both 1 week into their 4-week programs, or not programs, but whatever. Just basically 4 weeks that they are forced to miss, whether they are healthy or not. And then going back to how I said, so Tua's only been sacked 6 times this year. The Dolphins have 21 sacks. 21 sacks isn't that great. It's not bad. It's good. It's not that great, because we've let up, a lot of other opportunities on offense or on defense to other teams' offenses. And, it's really only the Bills, if you think about it. The Chargers, it was more of a shootout, and it was week 1. So I kind of just like don't care about that. Chargers just lost again, and I just got to go back to that. I think it's so funny how people discredit our wins, and they'll be like, "Yeah, you guys played the Chargers. Look at how bad they are, bro." If the Chargers would have beat the Dolphins in Week 1, and if they would have won today, I think they just fell to 2-3. They would be. Why am I so dumb? They would be 4-2. And if they were 4-2, all the NFL and all the analysts and all the media would be dick riding Justin Herbert so hard right now. So I don't want to fucking hear that shit. I don't care how bad they're playing. I don't care about these losses that they're accumulating early in the season. They'll still make a late season push. They have a great offense. They have a good quarterback. They have good receivers, good fucking running back, pretty good O-line, really good D-line. Like, they have the talent. It's not our fault that they haven't figured it out and that we beat them. Because if they beat us, like I said, it would have been, oh, well, Justin Herbert should have been drafted over Tua. We knew it. Oh, the Dolphins made a mistake. Oh, we already knew this. So shut the fuck up. But yeah, my point being that, our defense really hasn't, outside of the Chargers, which is a great offense, and the Bills game, obviously it was the Panthers, Giants, and Broncos, but and the Patriots, our defense, showed up to those games. Like, were they perfect? Were they, a shutout type of defense? No. But you don't need a shutout type of defense when you have one of the most historic offenses in NFL history. By the end of this year, if this stays up, this will be the best offense in NFL history. I don't think you guys understand that. Okay. Well, anyways, without further ado, let me pick out some plays from this last week's game for us to take a look at. This is that first play I was just talking about before. And I'm really only showing it to show effort because Raheem Mostert had a similar incident against the Bills after already fumbling the ball twice. One of them we recovered, but the second one we lost. There's a 3rd and 5 where, the ball's a little behind him and he's running into traffic, but he just puts his palm up and lets the ball slap his hand. Doesn't even really try to make a play on the ball. Doesn't try to make a break on the ball.
Big push, right?
You'll see Tua come out of here. Obviously, that's a play call. It's a play call all the way. And it's not a great throw. But look at his effort. Are we looking at his effort? I got you. Here, I'm an NFL. Okay. What the fuck is wrong with you? This one's a little crazy because you see when they show the replay, it's either Javon Holland or Brandon Jones. I think it's Javon. Yeah, it's Javon Holland telling Xavier to stay back. Xavier Howard fell too much inside and still gets a hand on the ball. Obviously a great catch, great touchdown for what the Panthers season is looking like. That's one of their better plays of the year for sure. But yeah, like I said, you see Javon Holland wave him off. Xavier still fell down too far inside. Gets the hand up. Gets that tip, but Adam Thielen, that's a 33-year-old veteran wide receiver. He's going to make the play if you let him. Now here's Tua. I'm not going to go through all of our offense, obviously, because that's too much. But I want you to look at, so one thing I also noticed from this season is that how Mike McDaniel and Tua have gelled together so well with this offensive game planning that, and this is a normal thing, right? And it's stupid, but it's really not. Because when you watch football, you really just see quarterbacks standing in the pocket or, scrambling out of the pocket, trying to let something develop. This play calling, for the most part, has been so well put together that players are getting open in time for Tua's drops. So he'll do a 3-step drop. He hits that back leg. As soon as he hits that back leg, he explodes, flips through his hips, hits the wide receiver on the money. 3-step drops, 5-step drops. You see it. And this is like one of those. Out of the shotgun. 1, 2, 3. Plants his foot. Boom. And that's Tyreek Hill on another motion play, so you already know. Look at that. One step drop. But look at that confidence. Like, he just knows. And of course, oh yeah, well, it wasn't that open, Joey. Yeah, I know it wasn't that open. But that's how he would read the play. If it wasn't open, he doesn't throw the ball. And look at it's the play calling, dude. And this next play is another good example of Tua understanding everything that's happening on the field. He's so confident. You'll see when they show the replay, like how he's just standing. He stands there in the pocket, looks off to the left as if the play is designed to go to the left side of the field, when it's really just a little toss to the right side to Raheem Mostert, just swinging out from his running back position with a motion. I think it's going to be from Durham Smythe to get the beautiful block to ensure that touchdown. But just look, I mean, the whole play is great, but you see Tua's understanding, right? Takes a snap, looking left, not even worry about it. Durham Smythe went on the motion. Raheem Mostert. Nobody was on Mostert. Well, somebody was on Mostert, but he got blocked. Beautiful block. I mean, it's just the play calling is truly elite. Yes, it's the Panthers, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, you've already seen it through so many weeks that you know how capable we are. So I have to point out to you every time we do something great. Hello. And this is just really a love letter to the offensive line. Beautiful blocking out left on that zone left read, and Raheem Mostert just puts on the Jets, breaking these tackles. And it's crazy. He's number 31 years old, and he can still run at almost 22 miles an hour. Tua rolling left. He has Tyreek Hill wide open. There must have been some type of conversation where it's like we need to get Waddle more involved, because I don't understand. No, pause it right here. Right as he's already throwing it, so I guess at that moment, Tua's already decided. And he's got some pressure behind him. It's a safety blitz, so he's already decided. I mean, you had a linebacker on Tyreek. Is that Tyreek? Yeah, that's Tyreek, obviously, because Jalen Waddle cuts it down. But if you really look at it, this beautiful play call. Just look at how it's like Jalen Waddle right here, who's going to catch a touchdown, open. With a great throw, too. Puts enough zip that there's no chance this guy can make a play on the ball. Durham Smythe running free on the flat. That's definitely a touchdown if he throws it to him. He's getting in there. And then Tyreek Hill is just open. I mean, once I hit play, you'll see, like, just how, like, there's nothing. I mean, it doesn't even matter. I don't have to hit play. You just see it. That's it. That's all he needs right there. It's a 12-yard, 13-yard throw. Boom. God, I love that fucking celebration. Another example, out of the shotgun, 3-step drop, plants his foot, lets it free. 1, 2, 3, lets it free. Like, he's just making all the reads, and he just knows where everybody's going to be. And then I'm pretty sure this is the Tyreek Hill touchdown, yeah. Not underthrown now, right, guys? Fucking bozos. And he got in trouble for this. And it's crazy, because the guy, that white dude, that white guy that he took the phone from, that's his personal photographer. Like, his personal, like, he, I know it says NFL media on his shirt. Obviously, like, he's, like, contracted through them. Because you just can't walk on the field and say, hey, I'm so-and-so's personal photographer. But that is Tyreek Hill's personal, like, videographer and photographer. So, I mean, they really, so the whole thing was that Mike McDaniel talked about it during the press conference, is that they gave him the flag for using a prop. Tyreek Hill has done backflips, has thrown himself on the ground, has jumped in the stands has done like dances, has done everything, and never got penalized or fined. But because he used a quote unquote prop from his own personal videographer, photographer, who is licensed through the NFL to be on the field and record media and take pictures, they fine him. And I just don't. Not fine him. Well, they might fine him. It's still Monday, so I don't know. And they penalize him. Obviously, it didn't matter. And he took accountability for it, and he felt bad. And I think he had a penalty last week after scoring. Oh, the touchdown with his mom. I think that was more about how long it took, and then like the guy trying to take the ball. I don't know if you guys saw, just quick little side story. Tyreek Hill, when last week he tried to give the touchdown ball to his mother, and so he's running up to that, right behind the end zone, and looking up at the stands and calling his mom to come down, and a Dolphin fan, like this older Hispanic dude, just sees Tyreek. He just scored a touchdown. It's an exciting season, and he's there, and he's like, "Oh, give me the ball!" Like he doesn't know, you know what I mean? It's not like she's wearing a shirt that says Tyreek's mom. And because I know he caught a lot of flack for it, and I thought the same at the beginning. I was like, "Oh, what a fucking dick, bro! Like, give his mom the ball," which he obviously did right away, regardless. But he just didn't know that that's what Tyreek was doing, and obviously, as soon as he realized that's what was going on, that it was Tyreek's mother behind him, he gave her the ball, no issues. And Tyreek, being the class act that he is, met the guy up at dinner during this last week and gave him like a football and like a signed jersey or something, and hung out with him for a little bit, and let the guy like give his like 2 cents of being like, yeah, of course, if I knew it was your mother, I wouldn't have even stepped in. Like, I'm just excited. And I get it, because you know what? I can tell you that if I was in that same position as that man, not knowing that Tyreek Hill's mother was behind me, I'm snatching that ball out of the air too. And it goes, to show Tyreek Hill's understanding and the human in him, and realizing that an NFL fan seeing one of the best wide receivers in the league, if not the best wide receiver in the league, who's on your team, just scored a touchdown and is running towards you with a football like he's about to throw it in the stand, you'd fucking take that shit. So, obviously, shout out to Tyreek for not only being amazing on the field, but obviously being amazing off of the field. This play, he really just throws it away. And I'm showing it for 2 reasons. It cuts off towards the left side of the screen, like down here, when you see it, like, because, they expand to show where the ball's going, and he gets hit after releasing it. So the first thing is that showing Tua's, growth and maturity as a quarterback to, just throw the ball away, get it out of bounds, not take the sack, and not throw a fucking interception. And then the second thing is that when he gets pushed off, and there's a better clip that I saw on Instagram, but I didn't save it. I saw it earlier today, that it's this play, though, where he gets pushed off, and when he gets pushed off of it, he's like off balance, getting pushed in his chest off a safe. Like, same thing, very, very similar to the Matt Milano play from last year when he got his first concussion. But when Tua goes down, he tucks and rolls. Like, the judo training, right? Everyone's calling it Tua Jitsu, because, I don't know how Tua Udo would sound, or Tudo. Yeah, it doesn't sound good. Yeah, like he takes the bump, knows that he's going down, and puts himself in a position to roll over, so he's just like immediately, like, you know what I mean? He's taking the least amount of impact from these hits as possible. And into the nickel. Be as possible, and when he throws it, see, you can really see, like, you can barely see when he lands, but you see how he's kind of like already, as soon as he's going towards the ground, like tucking in his head, tucking in his shoulder, and putting himself in a position to roll through. I gotta find this video. Fucking, I'm finding the video. Okay, I was actually able to find it very, very fast. So that's the same play, gets knocked down, and you see the roll through. I mean, it's on repeat, so I'm going to let it play again. But you really get to see how he's tucking himself in, getting the roll through, not landing flat on his back, not letting his head bounce uncontrollably off of the ground viciously. Immediately is popped back up because he's put in the work during the offseason, which a lot of people took it as a joke. And, oh shit. Sorry guys, I didn't show you shit. But yeah, everything that I was saying, that he put in the work, and you obviously see it paying off. I mean, 6 weeks through and he hasn't been injured. What was it? 2021 broke his ribs in week 3. 2022, 3 different concussions throughout the season, and now here we are, week 6 of 2023. And from all reports and from all knowledge, he is healthy. Now I wonder what else you guys might have missed when I was talking over the highlights. You know what? I don't even really care. I do care, but it just is what it is. Look at that fucking bullets. Christian Wilkins had the 2.5 sacks this game. That was crazy. This isn't a good play. Coming off of like not even a real play action, but like they just caused that kind of distraction. And you look at it like how complex this offense is. Tyreek Hill in motion, that's what's going to end up getting him open. So Ahmed swinging underneath the quarterback. And then Tua with this like little inverted 5-step drop, but as soon as he plants his foot down on that 5th step, he already knows where he's going. He's seeing it all, which is beautiful. And Tyreek Hill, thankfully, I'm pretty sure, I mean, he goes through this like every year. He just gets a little like hamstring ding ups, he gets a little cramps because he's just running so fucking fast and shit like that. And then of course, Raheem Mostert's 2nd rushing touchdown of the day up to that point. And I want to give the love to the Remember the Titans fucking celebration, dude, because they nailed that. Feel bad for Tyreek because I know he was off the field for the rest of that drive. He would have been leading that charge in the fucking celebration, dude. And then just another example. This is really just an example of great blocking. Tua being able to sit there and let a play develop. And not taking too long that there's just ends up being a holding call on the offense, you know. I mean, at this point, the game's pretty much, you know, you knew it was over. I mean, even when we were down 14-0, you know we won. You know, Mostert's crazy with the runs this year, dude. Look at the time. Look at the throw. Look at the time. Look at the throw. You're damn right, buddy. Look at Mostert jump over a human being. 31 years old, hurdling grown men in the NFL. Insane. And then, of course, on 3rd and goal, you reward him. You reward him. I don't know what else to tell you. I really hope that you guys didn't miss a lot of the plays I was showing. Just because I don't want to look stupid, because I know, you know, a lot of y'all probably ain't even watching it like that. But I would really hate to make myself look stupid. I guess I just have some type of Cuban pride, even though I don't speak Spanish. Un poco, Bobby. So I've decided that my fans from now on will be called the Cojones. So when you become a fan of the pod, or if you become like, or you know, become a fan already, but you become a loyal fan and a subscriber and a follower, then you will be a Cojone. Isn't that fucking great? I remember my nickname always was Joey Cojone growing up in high school. My best friend's dad and his mom, they used to just, my nickname ended up being Cojone because me and my uncle would just always like, you know, Cuban motherfuckers, just so you know, saying Cojone. I'm pissed off, Cojone. Something good happened, Cojone. It's like, Cojone is like fuck for Cubans. You'd be like, fuck. You know, like fucking say everything. Fucking say angry. Fuck could say surprised. Fuck could say I'm happy. Just like Cojone. I'd be like, Cojone. I mean, Cojone, bro. Like, it's perfect, dude. I'm telling you. It's insane. And for, and for me and my low quality sense of fucking humor, it makes me laugh. Okay, well, finally, for the first time in months, as I said earlier, I will now actually be talking about Bartender things and shit that I have to say and shit that has either pissed me off or made me laugh recently. I mean, I know you guys have to be excited. I'm finally gonna talk about something else other than the Miami Dolphins. Oh, look at that. Yeah, aren't you guys happy? Do you guys just love my little... Just show you guys. This is what this looks like. This is called the Elgato Stream Deck. This thing, right, is fire. Like, I can do so much with it. And that's just like one screen with sound effects. Show you little sound effects. I can do so much from here. I can like go back. I can stop and start recording. I can switch. The hell? Bruh. Well, now I'll show you that I'm going to use this to pause it to fix whatever the fuck just happened to my camera. But anyways, yeah. My camera decided to just like start recording on its own. So that was weird how that turned out. Like extra horizontal and like stretched out the frame. That's weird. Why would I want it to look like that even if I was recording just on the camera? Because like the OBS takes care of the recording for me. But anyways, I mean, do you guys really care about anything that I just said? No. Yeah, I figured. Well, I guess. Oh, bartending stuff. So, making its long-awaited return is our bartender pet peeve of the week. It's a good one. It's a good one. Because so many people do it. So many people fucking do it. And you're really fucking stupid. And it's really annoying. Do not come up to my bar and order a drink. I give you the drink. And then you just walk the fuck away. You don't give me a card. You don't tell me where you're going. You don't give me an ID. You don't ask how much it is. You just get your drink and just fuck off. And I'm not talking about the regulars, okay? So if you're one of the regulars that just so happens to watch my podcast, obviously I'm not talking about you because I know who you are. And I'll find you. I have your phone number. I'll see you again. I'm talking about you random motherfuckers that go out. There is no world where you go to a restaurant or bar and just like order something, or a hotel, like, and just order something from somewhere, get it right away, because that's really, it's only going to be drinks that you would get right away, right? Because everything else, food, whatever, you wait for. So I can understand not paying or right away, whatever, and then just walk away. Because at least at a hotel, you can just be like, hey, charge it to room, blah blah blah, and walk away. There's a restaurant, there's a bar, there's a sports bar with a lot of people. I do a lot of sales. And you just like, the most recent example, and this happens all the time, but the most recent example is a guy was sitting at a table. And he had just joined the table. The other two people were already there. And he ordered, and the server was a little backed up. He was by himself. It was a weekday. Like, another 6 tables. On top of that, just 1 table. And, like, so he was a little backed up. The guy just comes up to the bar and says, hey, can I get a Yingling? I was like, yeah, I got you. And he's standing right there in front of the counter where the draft system is. So I just pour it. Here you go. And as I turn around to, like, open up my computer to ring it in, like, he's already sitting back at his fucking table. Which is no problem, because the real way to solve that is I'm just going to tell the server what to ring in for you, regardless, and let them know that you're at their table drinking so-and-so drink. But you need, like, you can't assume that people are going to figure that out. Because I've had people order drinks from me and then just, like, go to walk, and they walk away, and I'm like, hey, like, excuse me, like, do you want to leave it open, close it out? Like, I try to be polite because I'm not going to, insult people, but not because I don't want to insult them, but because it is my job to be nice. And they look at me, they're like, oh yeah, well, we got these beers, we just wanted to go walk on the dock for a second and go look at the boats. I'm like, okay, well, you gotta fucking say something. Like, it really is a pet peeve, because it's the stupidest fucking, like, there are so many stupid things that I've already talked about on this podcast before that customers do, but that's gotta be one of the dumbest things. Like, that's like going into fucking a shop, like a store, grocery store, or whatever, and just like picking something that you like or that you wanted, and just like walking outside, and then when someone stops you, you go like, oh yeah, I was coming right back, I just wanted to see how the shirt looked like in the sun. Like, what are you, fucking dumb? Oh, can I have a Yingling? Walks away. And a guy came out, he's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fucking okay, but you gotta have some type of communication. Like, I don't know. It's so hard to talk about. I think that's why I stopped doing pet peeves. Because when I talk about the pet peeves, I just piss myself off so much that I have no words. And if I have no words, there's no content. And that's how stupid people are. Some people are so stupid. Let me put it in a full sentence. Some people are so stupid that they put me at a loss for words. Therefore, I have no content to make. So yeah, that's my bartender pet peeve of the week. Another one, this is just a general reminder, I guess, for anybody. Doesn't have to be that you come to Duffy's, but if you're going to a sports bar to watch a specific game, like this is your yearly reminder, I guess we can call it, don't show up fucking late. If your game starts at 1 o'clock, get there at the bare minimum by like 12:45 and hope for the best. Stop, please. And I know that I don't know who's this going to get out to. If you are coming to my bar at Duffy's in North Miami Beach during Sunday football, and at 1:30 you ask me to change a TV for you, I'm just going to laugh in your fucking face. Like, this is the only warning you got. Obviously, the randoms are the randoms, and they'll ask, and I just tell them no, and they're good. I'm talking about, like, the ones who come there enough, they've seen the business that we get on Sundays, and they still want to walk in and want their million. Is there any way you can change? Well, you have two of the TVs are on the same channel. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 total TVs to work with in that outside bar, which you might think is a lot if you've never been to Duffy's. But it's not, because we have 200, just shy of 200 total TVs in the whole restaurant, and less than 5%, or 5%, whatever, is dedicated to that outside pool bar. So, it is not the perfect situation for you to show up late and just hope that there will be an available TV for you to change. Oh, well, like I was saying before, oh, well, there's two TVs are on the Dolphins. Yeah, you know why? Because one person's sitting on this side and one person's sitting on that side. And they don't want to have to fucking turn their neck 90 degrees to watch a game. And they've been here since fucking noon. So no, I'm not changing it. It's not, I do a perfect, and like I know I'm an asshole. And I talk like an asshole, especially on here. But I'm really, really, really am an accommodating bartender. I might roll my eyes. I might fucking scoff, right? I just can't control. I'm Cuban, okay? Like, just emotions come out. But I will always try to do right by everybody for, like, my customers. So, first come, first serve to me is, like, number one. You were here first. That's what you wanted on the TV. That's what you're getting. And if there's any way that I can accommodate and ask someone if I can just, let me put the Colts are on this TV, let's say, and the Dolphins are here. And if it will make everybody happier or the same amount of happy, one person's happier, the other one's just doesn't care. If I can put the Colts game from here on here and the Dolphins game from here on here, to make someone happy that's sitting in the corner and they can barely see it, then that's great. But if I can't fucking do it, then I can't fucking do it. Okay? Oh, and here's the other thing. Here's another fucking pet peeve to add on you. If I already told you no, don't go ask a server or another bartender or a manager to do the same thing that I just told you I could not do. Especially when it comes to the TVs behind my bar. I don't want to sound like a cocky douchebag, whatever. Like I really don't care what I sound like, and I know that's what I'm coming off as. But when I'm behind that bar, and especially when it comes to like an event like that, like Football Sunday, where there's a bunch of games on at the same time, I'm running the show when it comes to those TVs, and they all know that. Like if you ask another server to change a channel, or a bartender or a manager, the very first thing they're gonna do is find me and say, "Hey Joey, can I change that TV?" You fucking morons. So there you go. There's 2 bartender pet peeves of the week, just to make up for some of the lost time. Anyways, yeah, I'm an hour and 11 into this. I'm gonna wrap it up, baby. So don't come late. Ooh, here's another one. Stay on this bartender train. Well, first let me say what I have noted. You are not special. I don't care what your mom told you. I don't care what your dad told you, or your grandma. Abuelita tan linda. I don't care what the fuck your pretty grandmother told you. Okay? You are not special. Okay? Just because other bartenders or servers or managers know who you are does not make you special. It does not make you someone of higher importance to us. And expanding on that thought, what I'm really trying to say is, if something isn't going your way, like, you know, that one time or maybe 2 times, it's bad luck or it's bad days, you know. We're all humans. Bartenders have bad days. We just talked about it a couple episodes ago. One of our really good friends passed away. It really took a toll on the restaurant and the coworkers, like a good portion of the coworkers, for a couple weeks. Like, yeah, we could laugh and whatever. We got to work. Life moves on. But you could feel that, like, sense of, like, sadness in everybody. And that's just, you know, make an example of, like, you know, not everybody's perfect. Shit happens. And just because you know somebody else, just because you might know the manager, and by know, I mean, like, they say hi to you because you come there, so you've come there enough that they've made a relationship with you, you're not special. Because, first and foremost, we work in a restaurant like it's our job. Right? So even if I hate you, there's probably only 1 or 2 people that I've, like, ever met like that. Well, there's more than 1 or 2 that I've ever hated, but I'm saying, like, 1 or 2 people that I've ever taken care of consistently enough, and that they were genuinely just such a bad person that I couldn't hold in my dislike for them. And the crazy part is, to add to that, is that realistically, I would still give them the best service I could. I just wasn't talkative, and I wasn't, like, you know, super happy to see you. But, like, through my facial expressions and through my emotions, you would be able to tell that I didn't like you. And that's just based on, like, you know, my own opinion. I really don't know. There might be other people that figured out I didn't like them. I have been a server / bartender. How old am I? For like 8 years now. So, but it is our job to take care of you and make you feel special, and this and that. And you know what? And I guess it's like kudos to us that if we give you such good service and, you know, such good attention that you feel special, that's great. But, like, a good person doesn't try to use that. You know, like when I'm talking to somebody and they just have to name drop my regional manager, Kyle, who used to be our GM, who I've known now for almost 5 years. Like, personally, I've known him. You know, like we're friends. And you're name dropping him because you're in the middle of complaining to me about something. And you have to add the fact that oh, well, I do know Kyle, or I did know Larry, or oh yeah, I don't know what Sean would think about this. Motherfucker, like, yes, no matter what, our goal, if we're in a restaurant, I know we need to serve you, make you happy. But just because you know somebody who's worked there or does work there doesn't make you any more important than anybody else. It doesn't help your cause. A brand new person that I've never met before in my fucking life, right? And let's say they came in on a super busy day and they sat there for like 4 or 5 minutes and nobody's even dropped a menu, right? And I come up to them as a brand new, never met him before in my life. Come up to them, I'm like, hey, thank you so much for your patience. My name's Joey. We have 2-for-1 drinks. Can I get you started with something? Blah, blah, blah. Super polite. Be like, hey, I'll put an extra shot in your drink, to show you how much I appreciate your patience for the long wait. Great. And then you have somebody who comes there 3 times a week who might have that same experience, but when I come up to them and instead of being like patient or polite, they're like, oh man, see, it wasn't like that when Kyle was running it, or was it, oh, I wonder what they would think about it, or like, oh man, like, what he would have done, he would have gave me a free drink. Like, it's just hard, bro. It's hard talking about how stupid people are, I feel like. So I can never be a boss, I can never be a manager, I can never be a president, you know what I mean? Of a company, that'd be great. I'm definitely the president and CEO of the Miami Sports Bar podcast, but like my patience for stupid shit is so thin. So thin. 2 more things to just say real quick. One, staying obviously with bartending. I was told today, I was talking to one of my buddies, catching up. I'm not gonna name drop him, but he got a new job today and whatever, and we're just shooting the shit. And he's letting me know that he ran into a regular, one of our old regulars, someone who apparently has not been there in a while, and they said they're like, yeah, man, I just don't feel welcome there anymore, so that's why I don't go. And I know who the person is that I'm talking about, but it makes me laugh, and that goes to go with the special thing, that you're not special, right? So, because I know that part of that feeling that they're having, that they're not welcome, is because the old management crew that was there for a long time, that was just handing out free drinks, just making, going to the ends of the earth to make these people feel special, aren't there. And also, before the pandemic and whatever, like we basically had double the management staff that we do now, and a lot of salary managers. One of them being Kyle, right, is now a GM, and then there was a new GM after the pandemic, then Larry for a little while, then another new GM, which is our current Kyle, who is definitely not somebody who shies away from talking to customers. He definitely likes to, shoot the shit and have fun and crack jokes, and he talk shit with people. Whenever I ask him if I can buy someone a drink, he gives me the permission. Like, he's not like, some fucking manager who's just like a hard ass, So it makes me laugh to think that like people's excuse, because what they're really trying to say when you say that you're not comfortable, you don't feel welcome coming to our restaurant anymore, you're basically just saying that you're not getting your ass kissed enough and you're not getting enough free shit. That's what you're saying. I don't feel welcome anymore because Kyle doesn't come outside and give me $40 worth of free liquor because I complained so much to him that he would just give me whatever I want to make me happy. Get the fuck out of here. And then, last thing before I sign off is on Sunday nights I do inventory now for the outside bar. And I feel like this is just like a general note for any restaurant that you guys go to in the future. If there is somebody behind the bar with a clipboard and a pen, and they are clearly staring at bottles and most likely counting them, then yes, motherfucker, we're closed. And no, you cannot have another one. All right, well, that's all from me. Sorry that somehow I only went 20-ish minutes talking about bartending when I did an hour of talking about football. That's absolutely insane. I really do appreciate you guys. Anybody who listens, you're amazing. You don't even know it. And I know I've said it a million times. I'm always going to say it because if there's a new follower, a new listener, I want them to know it too. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. You have no idea how much it means to me that anybody listens to this, right? And I mean, it's something I love, something I enjoy, and I just hope that I can continue to grow, make better content. I'm working low-key on a little stand-up routine right now. It's probably going to be trash, but hey, you got to start somewhere. I think I'm funny, but I'm really just fat. Anyways, I love you guys, but most importantly, please, for the love of God, love yourselves. I'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah. It's bigger than life itself. Trying to make a name for myself, you feel me? We outside.